Oh, here we go again. Good later morning, Big Brother fans. It's actually roughly noon in the East Coast, and I'm recording this because my morning podcast was 19 minutes of dead air. So I'm going to try to do a shorter version right now. Maybe I'll do some more this afternoon. We'll see. I apologize. I love my setup at times, and I hate my setup at times. And today was one of those times where I apparently didn't look down to see that the microphone wasn't working when I started recording. I know it recorded. Obviously, it recorded 19 minutes. But apparently the microphone wasn't actually recording, which happens sometimes even after I plug it in when it doesn't sync up. This is part of Spreaker's problem, by the way, because their damn app won't work with Bluetooth microphones. But you don't need to hear all that. All right, let's talk about what's going on. It is day 71 in the Big Brother house. It is the day after the Power Veto competition or meeting. The last time I talked to you guys, Leah had been renominated by Mackenzie after she saved Chemo off the block. She had kind of isolated herself, and the rest of the house, except for Angela, were upstairs consoling MJ on, the poor thing that she had to do, how terrible that was, having to put up Leah. Yes. And so we ended up with Leah and we're dealing with traffic again. I'm sorry. Oh, this is crazy. 1 second, folks. I have to clear my head. Okay, lunchtime driving. Not a good plan. So, all right, so where we're at is I left you with Leah had isolated herself. Mackenzie's upstairs. Eventually, Big Brother started playing videos or something, maybe proto box things for the house guests. And it apparently is some storyline that they're weaving where Ainsley has gone rogue and she's evil and needs to be destroyed or something, or I don't know. It is so beyond the world of a simple reality show where people vote each other out at this point. It's kind of crazy, but they were getting shown these or hearing these audio things and interpreting them. It's all going to be used in either maybe tomorrow night on the show, since it's a 90-minute show, maybe on Thursday's double eviction, although that just seemed like that would be an awful lot to cram in, but they always seem to do it. But the theme being that Ainsley is bad, right? And bad things are going to happen, and maybe they're going to feed that into the double eviction. I'm not sure. There's also a tiny bit of speculation that there might be some kind of a battle back, but the math doesn't work according to Dingo, and I'm going to take Dingo's word on it that the math doesn't work well for that. So that went on. That got Leah out of her back bedroom funk and interacting with the others. After that finished, they actually had, I believe they had dinner, spaghetti dinner, and made by Angela. And then Leah and MJ went up to the bedroom to talk, went up to the head of household bedroom to talk. This is the majority of what I talked about earlier, and I'm going to try to just to make it a little bit more abbreviated this time, which annoys me, but we'll do the best we can. They went upstairs to talk, in which MJ basically she just laid out everything Leah laid out everything to Angela, and God darn it, Leah laid out everything to MJ, gave her the third degree about why did you put me up, what happened, where was the miscommunication. Leah said, I didn't campaign to you because I didn't think I was in danger. If I'd known I was in danger, I would have campaigned to you, and there are things I would have told you, but I held back because I didn't think it was worth it. That whole kind of a line of argument. And so, as happens with a lot of these situations, the person who's in the room, who's pushing their agenda seems to stick. Mackenzie's like, wow, I didn't realize that, or this or that. And Leah said, so what did you gain from Chemo? What promises did you get out of Chemo for taking him off the block? And she said, none. And Leah's kind of like, and? You don't think that's suspicious? Leah pretty much painted Rubina and Chemo as in plotters and in a bad light, because Mackenzie, and this is my interpretation, because Mackenzie was really pushing, saying, I think that Chelsie wants to work with you. I think Chelsie likes you. I think this is going to be okay. She just has to get her trust back. And I don't frankly think that's the case, and I don't think that it's going to happen. But that's what the angle that Mackenzie was taking. And so I think that made Leah kind of veer away from throwing Chelsie too much under the bus, or trying to. Frankly, just on the side, I mean, it is a lot of being driven by Chelsie, this whole situation. So you had that going on. You had, so she kind of swayed Mackenzie a little bit. Also all came out in this whole discussion, another thing I touched on was Mackenzie mentioned how Leah, again, keep with me here. Mackenzie said that Rabina told her that Leah made a comment to Rabina that Matt was not Mackenzie's type, that Matt was more Leah's type. Now, none of this matters, right? But Mackenzie, even though she kind of said there was no showmance, she keeps talking about that she and Matt had a showmance, but they didn't have a showmance. Matt and Mackenzie had no more of a showmance than Chelsie and Cam have a showmance, than Leah and Quinn have a showmance. The only showmance in that house has been Rabina and Tucker. The rest of these are jealousy mances, or whatever you want to call them, however you want to phrase it. But man, it has been driving a lot of this year's storyline, right? So MJ is really mad at Leah in part because she feels Leah has been, because she's mad at Leah. Well, she kind of wants Leah out, okay, first of all, but she's also using her jealousy of MJ and Cam as a driving force to want to push back against Leah. Oh my God, it makes my head hurt. You understand what I'm saying here? There's a lot of weird jealousy going on here. And the men, in my opinion, are kind of oblivious. It's the women that are doing this, and I'm sorry I'm a guy saying that, but my God, ladies, stop worrying about these men. Just play your damn game. So that whole conversation came up. So they're talking about things that happened the first week, and MJ's going, yeah, Rabina told you that, or Rabina told me you said this, and Leah's like, that's not what I said, that's not how it was done, it was said as a joke, and she took it out of context and used it against me, yada yada. And MJ's like, well, that's not fair, and da-da-da. So let's get Chelsie up here, because we can get Chelsie and you to work things out, then I think Chelsie would work with you. And I think implied that MJ was implying that she would want to have an alliance with Mackenzie, Cam, Chelsie, and Leah. That is what she was trying to work for. So she gets Chelsie up there. Chelsea's like, why does Leah want to talk to me? And MJ's like, no, I wanted to have you up there. And Mackenzie's like, oh, or Chelsea's like, oh, okay. This is where I'm going to really cut to the chase, because I'm going to cut this off and I will finish more later today. And I will do that because I have shout out to patrons and I want to answer a patron's question, and I will do that this afternoon. So I will do another one this afternoon. The long and the short of it is Chelsie goes up to the head of household room with Mackenzie, and they talk with Leah. And Leah talks, first of all, for the first 30 freaking minutes and doesn't let Chelsie say anything. That's not a good game plan. You need to, if you're going to talk, you need to have a discourse, a dialogue. And by the way, don't lay all your cards on the table for Chelsie to pick apart and to attack the things that she wants. Let Chelsie take it piece by piece, and she didn't do that. She gave Chelsie everything and then let Chelsie respond. She should have done it piece by piece. What about this? What about this? What about this? But she didn't. It was not a good gameplay. Chelsie is a much better debater than Leah, in my opinion. So by the end of this conversation, Leah had laid everything out. Chelsea's coming back with her responses, and Leah is apologizing, like, I'm sorry, I didn't, I should have thought of that. I didn't say this. It just became one of those, Chelsea's in control. Chelsea's in that room, and I have to think Chelsie is thinking to herself, Leah, I'm voting you out along with Rabina and Chemo. We only need 3 votes. So we're voting you out on Thursday, so you won't be here. MJ, I'm getting you out next, and you can't play for the next head of household, so you're going to go next if I have my way. I'm not worried about Angela, right? That's how I think Chelsie is thinking. And that's how I think she's going to go. And I don't know if Chelsie would tell us that to the camera or not. She does talk a lot to the camera, but I don't know if she would say it all that way. So that is what's going on. I don't think that meeting ended up doing anything of what I hoped it would. I was hoping for a bit more confrontation, and there really wasn't. It was really one-sided. I think Chelsie ran away with it in that meeting. And then Chelsie went out and did a retell with Rubina and chemo and everything. I just really think that it just didn't go the way I expected, and it was very, very late. Very late. We're talking 4 a.m. probably Eastern time, and it was still going on. And I was in bed before then, but I gave up and went to bed like 45 minutes into the meeting between Chelsie and Leah. I was just like, okay, nothing's happening here. So there's your quick update. 7 minutes shorter than my last one. I still have more to talk about, and I will do it this afternoon. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your support. You guys all be well, and I will talk to you later today. Take care. Bye-bye.